Hi, I'm here today with Chris Marston from Early Years Business Solution. Chris works with nursery owners, small and large, working on consultancy and how to manage revenues, efficiencies, cost savings, all sorts of things like that. So, Chris, for you, what is the most common problem you get with regarding revenues when you're working with the nurseries, and what's the solution?
Right, so in terms of revenue and pure revenue, if you were looking at that, the most common problem is understanding your funding. And the first thing is understanding that there's only so many free funded places that you have to offer.
Yeah.
Many people are under the thumb of their local authority and believe they have to do what the local authority says. However, they don't. They are private businesses.
Yeah.
And there are areas where they have to be very, very transparent, which is absolutely fine. However, they do not have to offer free funded places, fully free funded places. This word free does come in to all and sundry. They can limit the number of places there are. And typically with nurseries that I deal with, if we say 5% of our potential occupancy can be fully free, no local authority can answer against that.
And is it just because they're purely scared of coming up against the local authority?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. There are 150 or so local authorities in the UK, in England, and not one of them has the same rules and regulations for how the nurseries are sold. But on the back of that, it is also understanding revenue-wise how you maximise what you have got to sell.
Okay.
So right across the country at this moment in time, post-lockdown, we've got this Monday and Friday land where people are working from home, allegedly, but nurseries are being swamped with Tuesday, Wednesdays and Thursdays. And to be able to staff that is really, really difficult. And sometimes they're over-occupied on a Wednesday particularly and empty on a Monday and a Friday, and nurseries are saying, how do we stop this happening? And the nursery's got to stand up and stop making everything right for the customer and balance it with what's right for my business. Specifically as you have the ability to say you can't have a Wednesday unless you buy a Monday.
Yeah.
You are a private business, you can structure it as such, especially if you've sorted your fully free funded places to tick the local authority box. You can then charge private fees around what else is left of your inventory, and maximising your inventory. It's not something lots of owners got into with childcare. They got into...
It's not what they got into the business for, actually running the business,
Very, very well. And some of those phrases, maximising inventory, they go, what on earth do you mean? But there are opportunities there, without a doubt. And understanding whether your proposition is fit for the geography you're in terms of revenue. Can I charge more? Should I be charging more? Oh, the parents can't afford it. Don't you determine what the parents can afford. You've got to determine how is your business viable in the long term. What revenue are you going to take, and are you going to reinvest in your business to make sure the bricks and mortar are sound, the resources are okay within there, and you are delivering the best possible quality childcare.
Yeah. And it all comes back to that again, isn't it? The revenue problem is tied to no number is sitting within your business on its lonesome. It ties to operational, it ties to structure, and all of these things come into play. And actually often when you have this one problem, it's indicative of maybe another issue. So, you know, if you're having trouble with your funding, it's possibly because actually we're not managing those Mondays and Fridays properly at the moment, or we're having too many funded places. You really need to get down granular and really look at everything in relation to everything else, don't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's one other thing that still we have this term time only situation in nurseries, but because they've always done it and it was convenient at some stage that they always do it, but every term time only place, you know, massively impacts your opportunity for revenue. And because you've always done it that way, you think you have to keep doing it that way, but nursery owners have got to understand they are a private business. There are many forums, Facebook pages and other things to discuss and share with other owners. And I'm finding quite often that there are people getting into nursery business through those Facebook pages, hearing about it, and they don't understand a thing about the business.
No.
They just think it's a great idea to go and earn some money. It's really hard to earn money in childcare, especially if you don't know what the figures are.
Yeah, and that's the key thing is a lot of people, they're in it because they want to be in childcare, they want to be in a nursery. Absolutely. But at the end of the day, you have to remember it's a business. It is your business. It's your baby. You have all these staff who are relying on you. And going back to the thing about the parents, most parents, if you do fee increases, they're just glad it's not more. They accept that costs are going up, but quite simply, you can't provide a service to them at a lower rate that might then actually mean that you can't provide a service to anybody. You've got to put the business first.
Absolutely. But you've got to land that punch with great communication.
Yes, and that is,
you're open,
that's a whole other skill set.
And that piece.
Yeah.
And again, these guys did not get into early years education to be great communicators with parents.
Yeah.
They did it for the children.
But there's ways and means around it, so keep watching. If you have any questions about this particular topic, please do drop them in the comments below, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.